Hey everybody, I don't know if you can hear that, but this meeting is indeed being recorded and you are watching it. So if you don't know me, my name is Paul Turner and I'm part of Retiring Year Revolution. But more importantly, what we're talking about today is we're talking about Forex trading. And in particular, we're going to talk about the Ninja Forex Group and the tools that we use to make trading a reality. Now, the guy joining me, and I never know which way, I think it's that way, Danny Smith. Danny Smith joined our group. Well, we'll find out in a minute how long he's been with us. But what is really impressive about Danny is he's thrown himself into the education, he's thrown himself into what we do and what's available. And without giving the game away, he's now a full-time trader. I think you're a bit of a serial entrepreneur, aren't you, Danny?
Well, I like to try, Paul. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we'll find out a bit more about that. So Danny, first of all, thanks for agreeing to do this, because it's always good when people share what they've done. And we're going to try and keep this in two halves, guys. We're going to try and do like a normal kind of interview bit, learn a little bit about Danny and what he's managed to do. And then if you're watching this and you're very good, we might do a bit more of a technical thing where we get Danny to share his screen and show you exactly how he's doing to not have to go out to a job anymore or go out and do other things. So what did you used to do then, Danny, before this? What was the big thing you've given up to do this?
So I had a courier company. I had my own delivery courier company. We had sort of 11, 12 sort of working for us,
right,
full time. That's taken that over fully now. So I'm just literally focusing on this 100% now.
Okay. So why would you want to give up being a courier, Danny?
Well, the reason I give up being a courier is just the freedom and the lifestyle that that Forex brings. It was my holiday, it was my birthday last week. I went on holiday, and I mean literally on autopilot with some of the trades that we use. It literally paid for. I was sitting on the motorway checking my checking my phone sort of every half an hour, and literally as I was driving on holiday on the motorway with some of the trades that we have through the IM Academy, it literally by the time I got there, the holiday was paid for, Paul. So
right, okay. So I guess if you we'll talk about those autopilot trades, and I've just made a note to make sure we cover that. So tell us a bit about yourself then. Where do you live, and just in general, are you a brain surgeon, rocket scientist? You're not?
No, just a normal average everyday guy. I live right out in the countryside in near Burford, Oxfordshire, the Cotswolds, if you guys know that sort of area.
I do, because funnily enough, Danny said, I know it. I used to work for a company. I used to be out a bit like Danny being a courier. If you're out and about all the time in cars and stuff. I used to work for a blinds company, and I know Burford. That was one of my tiddle stops. The park there, I know it very well.
It's funny.
The ducks,
the whole area.
The old streets, beautiful place. So you live in a nice part of the world, I'll give you that.
It is, yeah, it is, yeah. And I started, obviously, my main dream is obviously when my kids are grown up to be able to sustain myself fully or have an online business so I can travel and see the world. So I've always been searching. I've tried like 3 or 4 different online businesses now. I've tried consulting, I've tried Shopify, I've tried buying and selling high ticket water machines.
Oh, the Kangen water.
That's it. Yeah. That's what I was doing just before this, and this, all that marketing stuff. But it all sort of snowballed into now finding Forex. And what I love about this business is obviously there's 2 sides to it. There's the actual trading and actual team building side as well, which I can use a lot of my previous marketing ability to, obviously build a team, which I'm literally just starting to do now. So
the thing is about the tools that we use. So we'll cover this now, because like you just said, there's the marketing side. Do you make a full-time income from the trading or the marketing side, first of all?
Oh, the marketing is nowhere near, obviously, nowhere near making a living from that. I'm predominantly a full-time trader, as we all are. But the reason why I just sort of love the community and want to build a team is because just for like the community spirit and to kind of give back, so we can all evolve together. Not like, I just want to teach it as an extra income.
Yeah,
it benefits me because I know that basically if I'm teaching, I can't take no trades basically, and it ups my level as a trader also.
It's very much a weird thing with the tools that we use, because a lot of people, because if you wish, now I will tell you, 93% of the people in our group they could not make a commission if they tried, if they wanted to, because if you want to do the sort of referral side, as it were, you have to sign up to a particular thing, but we won't go into you, but you have to pay for that if you want to refer it to other people. 93%, and I've got over, there's probably close to 2,000 people in our whole group now. And in our particular bit, we're close to 500 now. At the time of watching this, we're probably over. But 93% of the whole sort of 2,000, right? They could not make a, they could not, well, they can refer people, but they won't make any money for doing it. And that's the point. This company, if you do want to share it, so like Danny's come in, he's made a full-time income from the trading, and he's learned to trade it here. Am I right there? Did you trade before this, Danny?
No, I mean, literally from a complete newbie, not even knowing what Forex was. I mean, I started in November now.
Right. At the time recording this, it's June. So
Yeah.
to December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So in the 7th month, well, when did you actually go full-time trading?
Around 3 weeks ago now, 3-4
Right.
weeks ago. So it did literally take me 6 months.
6
I mean,
months.
in them 6 months, I'm not going to sort of exaggerate. I mean, I was, and I still am now, literally full on sort of obsessed, one track mind Forex, you know, and it might not even be for everybody to go sort of full time. But
When you were learning it in those 6 months,
yeah,
were you still involved in the courier business?
in the 6 months,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
So it wasn't like you just had 6 months full on just doing this. You were still having to work the other business.
Oh yeah, I meant so any free time I had, I was
yeah. No, just because making it, because people always go, oh, it's all right for him though, because he spent 6 months for, no, he was still working, right? And it's the same with me when I started. So I know what people are like.
If anybody knows about running their own business, you know just how much time that does take up, you know.
yeah, you never stop, do you? So so the thing is, guys, I just wanted to make that point really clear. You do not have to refer a soul, but obviously, like Danny's come in and in 6 months he's gone full time. There are people that are listening to this now going, well, I want to do that. I want to do that. Why should Danny share it with you? Why should Danny give his time up, right, to help?
Yeah, but and on that note, Paul, I mean, if you do get to the stage that you've learned this Forex and you can kind of say, I don't want to say the word easy, but if you've worked hard, and I mean really hard all of your life, and you're seeing the sort of results and profits you can get, you are going to want to share it with your friends and family because you know it's going to change their life. You know,
we don't talk money or percentage growth because it's classed as enticement. So we're not allowed to use our great results to share. It's really weird because it's a regulated kind of industry. And I'll be honest, there are a lot of people out there that will say, hey, give me £2,000 and I'll trade with you. I've had people reject this company, Danny, because they say it can't be any good because it's too cheap. And I've had people say, well, it's too expensive. This company is nowhere near 2,000, I'll tell you that. Okay. So I forgot the point I was going to make. There's nowhere near that amount of money, is it? Like it's like a few quid a day, and it's like it can do. People don't believe it because it sounds too good to be true sometimes. But there was a guy on my live session yesterday. I'm one of the live traders in our group, and there was a guy on, and I am not kidding. He, I don't know, can I say
I was
it?
there, Paul.
I can't give percentage. I can't give percentage or cash, right?
It was great. I know. He showed
but
us.
let's just say he made on one trade that he was doing. But he's been trading 10 years. He's built his account up, right? But he made more than some people make in a year on one trade.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah,
and that was in like 2 days, I think, since Friday.
Yeah. It was running. It was running 2 days. But again, I think people have a misconception that I have to look at charts all the time. Danny, how much time do you actually spend a day, would you say, looking at charts?
So I'll get up in the morning,
and
I'll spend around half an hour to an hour tops, or looking through, setting up my charts, setting my alerts, things like that. Then I can go about my day. Obviously, at the moment, I'm doing a lot of content creating for my Facebook group. But so literally about, and then obviously if an alert goes off, you know, it's like setting traps. If you was you know, like a gamekeeper or something like that, is the way I look at it. You know, you can, if the trap
we've lost you.
will go off, have a quick look at your phone. No good for me. I'll move on to the next one or leave it again. So you broke up a little bit there. So just to recap what Danny said, it's all about, you get paid to be patient with Forex, guys. A lot of people don't understand that. So Danny looks at the charts, half an hour to an hour.
sets the traps, and with a particular tool that we might show you today, you can get alerts. So when you get an alert, you know that the charts you've looked at are kind of ready to go, and then you can just do like a quick double check right before you hit the buy or sell button. Or you can also, there are also things you can do to set what we call pending orders that will trigger without you even being there. And there's also these autopilot trades that I know people will talk about. So 6 months, cold start, making a full-time income from trading. That is incredible. So hats off to you, Danny. Well done, right? And what I like about Danny is that he's always willing to sort of help and share what he's done. So I'm going to get him to show his screen in a minute. If you're listening on, I might put this on my podcast. If you're listening on the podcast, you're going to want to head along. You're going to want to head along to the Ninja group site to see the video for that bit, obviously. So, okay. So you know nothing about Forex. You've come in, you heard about it.
Yep.
What did you think when you first looked at Forex?
Like what? Yeah. How in the world am I going to even scratch the surface of this? Like you said earlier, Paul. It's like when you learn to drive, isn't it? There's that many different things and different components, and I'll just say to anybody that's coming in, to just stick with it, guys. Get on the live sessions, and each day, every day, it becomes more clearer. It's like anything in life,
I promise you guys, I don't think there's not a single person right that has joined our group or any Forex group that hasn't come in and done what Danny's just said and gone, oh my god. Right?
The one thing which I think we've progressed even in this 6 months though, since when I started, is obviously while we're learning, we have these copy and paste trades now, which obviously I'm actually focusing I want to focus my whole group on, because what I want people to do is to be earning as soon as they come in, because it's a process, guys. Obviously, like learning any trade, like learning to be a brickie, like learning to be a chippy, whichever, it's a process. But if we can get you to do the copy and paste trades, so all your fees are covered, then you can literally focus on the trading, because a lot of people want to be making money fast, and that's why I think they give up, because they're focusing on the money rather than learning a new skill.
So yeah, and that is a really good point. Actually, we live in a microwave society. Everybody, when I was a kid, I don't want to say how old I am, but I mean, when I was at school and into music and stuff, you'd find out through like a magazine that your favorite band or singer was going to release a new album, and you'd have to wait for it, and then it'd get in the shop, so you'd have to wait till lunchtime, save up your hard-earned pocket money, or if you had a part-time job, and you'd have to wait till lunchtime on the day release. You'd go to the record shop, you'd get it, you'd be able to look at it, you couldn't hear it because it was a record, it was a vinyl, right? So you couldn't hear it, you couldn't do anything, right? There was no internet. Get it home, have a quick play before I went to my part-time job. Couldn't wait to get back to listen to it again. Now, if I want to listen to any music online, what do? I pick my phone up, which is over there, right? Or if you got a tablet or an iPad, and you just go, oh, I fancy listening to that band. Oh yeah, they seem all right. Everything is instant, and that's great in one way, but unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to put the time in. I'm going to be honest with you. You do have to put some time in to learn this, and you learn a skill for the rest of your life, right? The tools that we use, this company, could disappear tomorrow and I could still trade, right? I wouldn't like to lose the tools. I'll be honest with you, but I could still trade, right? And for what they cost, it's a no-brainer. So, but talk us through these autopilot trades then, Danny. So let people know what you actually have to do and how long it takes and your results with them.
Yeah, but first of all, I'd just like to say, obviously, there's no cap on this sort of career or this. Well, because to me, it is a career path. In the 6 months, the knowledge that I've learned and how I can apply it, there's literally no cap. I mean, the money you can earn is like sort of as much as what a lawyer would earn, or a doctor or solicitor or things like that. And to learn something in such a short space of time and have that skill for life, my jaw literally, since I've come into the Forex world, it hasn't left the floor, Paul. And honestly, and hearing people's success stories, being a success story myself with it, it's incredible. And I really just can't wait to bring it to my local area.
People are like, well, if it's so good, why isn't everybody doing it? One, there is a learning curve. You do have to learn. But also, guys, this wasn't available till a few years ago because of the internet. You know, a lot of people didn't know about it because I still speak to people today where they were like, yeah, I used to draw the Forex charts on a piece of paper. There's a guy in our group, you know, he was doing it years ago, and that's what you had to do. You had to get the information. If you wanted a Forex chart, you actually had to draw it on a, you know, they always said at school, didn't they, like maths, oh, I'll never use that. But you did draw graphs, and you did actually have to put the price up. And when you wanted to place an order, you had to ring up and go, yeah, I want to buy Euro JPY, and they would confirm the price with you, because by the time you've done all your analysis and you rung them up to place the order, the price had changed. You know, so you know, and that wasn't that long ago in real terms. And now, you know, we've got software and we've got people teaching it, we've got education, we've got these tools, and these autopilot trades. So yeah, so how long do these take to master then, Danny?
The autopilot trades,
as he said it. Go on.
if you can type a phone number into your phone, then you've got it, guys. Basically, it's literally like, or even if you can't type, if you can copy a number, right click and paste it onto another screen, you've got it. You've got them. You've got it. That's it.
And these trades come from a guy called Tyrone Foster. So do you want to let's talk about the kind of the tools that you use from this company, and then we'll talk about the group, right? So first of all, actually getting your hands on the tools. What's good and what's bad. I always like to say what's bad about it as well, right? So what are your favorite tools and your favorite educators? I know one you're gonna say straight away. So go on.
So yeah, I mean, the favorite tools that I use is the harmonic scanner and the DeLorean. DeLorean, who's run by a guy called Tyrone Foster, who's absolutely lighting up IM Academy, I believe, in America. Yeah. He's a great character of a guy, and
he's a cool guy.
Just really get on with him, man. He's just a real nice guy, and the amount of effort and energy and time that he puts in goes well above and beyond any of the other educators, in my opinion. You know.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Harmonic scanner. If you watch some of the other, you know, if you're on the Ninja site here and you flick around, you look for NTS, Ninja Trading System. We use the scanner because the scanner looks for trend reversals, right? So you can go and get other information on that. So let's focus more on DeLorean. So what does DeLorean do, Danny? And why do you like it?
So as you just said, Paul, there, obviously the harmonic scanner is looking for trend reversals. So if price has been going in a buy for a good while, then it's looking for that reversal when it's going to come to a sell. What DeLorean does is actually the opposite. So it's a trend trading software or strategy, which looks for just trend continuation. So if price is already going in one direction, it's looking for a confirmation on a small pullback for it to continue on that in that direction.
Okay. And how many sessions a week are there you can get onto? Live trading sessions? I think it's 10, isn't it?
Well, there's two a day. So yeah.
That's 3. There's Abel, Tyrone,
and
Patrick.
Abel, yeah, as well, yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, there's 3 sessions that are during the day UK time, and on a Monday there's 1, and I think that's our evening. Patrick, I think that's Patrick.
That's 2 o'clock on a Monday, and then you've got 11, 12,
and 1.
11, 12, and 1. I think, yeah.
Perfect for lunch breaks.
And so, I mean, as you're learning, I mean, on these, they're called live trade sessions, guys. So again, if as you're learning, because they have all favorites where their whole strategy is put into their favorites, but during the session, they're actually calling out trades. That's what they are. They're live trade sessions. So and they have trades to suit all people. Like Patrick Kenny, he does swing trades, very long time trades. Like some of the trades we've been in for like 2 months now, which take no monitoring hardly at all. Tyrone Foster, his trades, his sci-fi trades are sort of weekly trades or daily trades.
So explain what sci-fi means for people. S-I-F, it's S-I-F-I, not S-C-I, like science fiction. S-I-F-I.
That's it. So it stands for set it and forget it. So you're basically setting them. Each night, I think around it's like 10 p.m. or something like that our time. He'll give a new list of trades or how to adjust the other trades for the day ahead. So you have like monthly trades from Patrick Kenny, daily sort of trades from Tyrone Foster, and sort of scalping trades actually during the sessions as well.
So there's a lot you can get. There's also, you mentioned the favorites. That is where you can learn how to do it yourself. So that's where they teach the strategy.
Mhm.
Then there's the live sessions. Well, obviously you're still learning this, you know, they're teaching it still while they're applying it, but you get to see them apply it live in real time, and you can copy the trades that they're picking up on the sessions. And then now you've got these sci-fi trades where actually, you know, they're just given to you on a plate, and they're trade ideas. They're not, you know, you have to make your own analysis, guys. We're not telling you just to take them, okay? And this is why you need to learn the strategy and apply your own sort of view on it. You should only take trades you're happy to risk, and we teach risk management and all that in the group. So they're your favorite things in IM. What about the group then? So what would you say to anybody about the Ninja group?
The Ninja Group is just a fantastic community of like-minded people, obviously trying to better each other each day. I really like the way you trade, Paul, because it's just so simple and you're just in and out of the market so fast, and it's got such a high win rate, you know.
I can't be doing with leaving trades for months, guys.
That's it, literally 10 pips, and the amount of pips, this movement in the market each day, each pair, you know, so like GA, sort of like the ADR, the average daily range is like 170 pips.
Yeah.
All day. So, and if Paul's only looking for sort of 10 of those.
Yeah. So I'll just take 30 seconds to explain, guys. Right, with trading, it's like cheese. There are so many different types of cheese. You know, some people like mild cheese, some people like creamy cheese, some people like strong cheese, some people prefer hard cheeses. There are lots and lots of different cheeses. It's pretty much the same with Forex, right? There's more than one way to trade Forex. Like you just heard, like Patrick is giving some trades out and they're in them for months. Every time I've got a trade running, guys, right? You see me on videos doing this. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Oh yeah. It's because I've got a trade running. My mentality, right? If I've got a trade running, I'm always curious, what's going on with it? What's going on with it, right? So swing trading doesn't really suit my personality, right? Some people can't be doing with short-term trades. And this is why, guys, and then we have it all, you know, in this company, in the Ninja group, it's all available to you. And what I say about the Ninja group is we're the user manual for this group. Because when you're on those live sessions, you can't go and ask them questions. You can't interact like me and Danny are now. But on all the Ninja group live sessions, it's all done on Zoom. So, you know, you get 20, 30, 40 people on. I've had 100 people on some of them, where we can all interact and we can all help each other. And that's what happens. I might host it, but Danny will come on and say, hey, Paul, that's actually on a DeLorean as well. Have you seen this? And somebody else will come and say, oh, I found out a great way of using this tool to do this. And that is the power in the community. Like Danny says, it's a great community.
But what you've actually managed to create, though, Paul, is like a whole trading system. You know, we're fantastic. Like, because and everybody, like even me using DeLorean, it all still ties back into a ninja trading system using an indicator and using a harmonic scanner. Like there's so many different all bankers, everything, it all comes off it, but it all comes back and it all forms one.
That's what I've tried to do, is to make it. I say it's developed. I joined in February, so I've been here March, April, May, June. I've been here 4 years, 4 months now, guys. And when we've got to get to the point we've got to, you wouldn't recognize the group 4 years ago, Danny. It was like completely different. It was a lot, you know, we've really tried to simplify. We don't like to use the word easy, but we like simple. It's simple. It's not always easy, is it? You know, taking the bus into town is simple, but it's not always easy because of roadworks or if it's full or whatever, or if you're running late. So, you know, it's simple, not easy necessarily, and it's not just me, it's down to, sorry, I got an alert there. I could make some money, but I'm talking to Danny. So we do have a system that has been developed by the Ninja group. Right, Danny says what I put together. It's not me. It's a collective.
Oh yeah.
That's why the members love it. Nobody's more important than anybody else in the Ninja group. We're all here. One of the things I will say: how much competition is there in Forex, Danny? If I was to copy all your trades, does that affect you?
If you used to copy all of my trades,
does it affect your income if I copy everything you did?
No, of course not. I mean, 1 pip movement, the actual 1 pip, which is like on the graph, things like that. I think it's like £10 million.
Yeah,
it's actually being moved.
$10 million US it is to move 1 pip on a US dollar pair.
Yeah, and if we have a look on the graph in a minute, I mean, you see just how tiny a movement that is. It's like it's massive. There's no cap.
So within the Ninja group, we can all help each other, and with a lot of other things that you do online, sometimes you create your own competition. you know, a network marketing deal will say, yeah, go and get more people to sell it. Well, if you're in an area and you're trying to sell pills, potions, or lotions, for example, and you recruit your friends and family in your area and they're going out selling the same pills and potions in your area, guess what? Your customer base has just dropped because now you've created your own competition. With this, there is no competition, and you don't need to sell, you don't need to refer, you don't need to do anything. You can just do it from a phone. You know, and that's why this is so powerful in the Ninja Group. We're all willing to help each other because we're not creating our own competition. Everybody can come on my live session, or every single one of us could take exactly the same trade. It won't affect the market, it won't affect us. So that's a good thing. So you'd recommend us then, I guess.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
So all right, so let's conclude this part, right? So thanks for doing this bit, Danny. Now this is where, if you're listening on the podcast or whatever, you're gonna want to transfer over to video, because we're going to talk charts for 5 or 10 minutes. So are you willing to show us what you basically do, Danny, to be a full-time trader?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Share your screen. There we go.
Okay, so if I turn these lines off first of all. Okay, so what we have here, guys, obviously we talked about the harmonic scan. I can actually go and show you the software in a moment, but from the harmonic scan, what we do is we have we can create a pitchfork. Now, as Paul describes it, what a pitchfork is we can obviously it gives you like a field of play. Like, so anything outside of this, we're not going to be playing. And where the pitchfork is at the top of price here, if pitchfork is well, we call it a D, but I mean if the pitchfork is at the top, we expect price to come down.
Yeah.
If pitchfork is at the bottom, obviously we expect price to come up. But for this example, obviously we're expecting price to come down. Now, we don't know obviously how far price is going to come down, but so the first confirmation, always says we're always looking for probability stacking, or trying to find supporting evidence to accompany the decision we're making of where price is going to go. So obviously on this scan right now, or this trade that I'm going to talk you through, the first piece of evidence the price is going to come down is obviously the pitchfork, which is a harmonic scan. The second piece of evidence that is our ninja down, which obviously is looking for trend reversals all the time. Now, if Paul was going to trade, he would use, he would use the pitchfork, ninja down. Where I've started to incorporate the DeLorean into this strategy also to kind of stop me to get what's called drawdown is I wait for the shift as well.
So drawdown, guys, if you're new to Forex, drawdown is basically so this is the sell. So we're expecting price to go down. Indeed, look, overall price did go down, right? So it did what we think, but you can see the green bars there called candles, that after that initial where we got the down signal up, there's a nice big juicy green one in there that shot up. So, but drawdown would be when the trade is basically going the wrong way. So we were expecting to sell, it went the wrong way for a little bit before it ultimately went the right way. That where it went the wrong way for a little bit, that's called drawdown. And that's where actually you're not losing money, you're not losing any money until you close the trade. But if you're looking on the screen, you'd be in a negative. So just if that's, hopefully that was understandable, Danny. But
that's perfect, mate. So like if I got into the trade here and was only looking for 10 pips, I measured it earlier and it comes down, we only got sort of 6 pips there.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking for the 10 pips, I normally put a 10 pip stop loss.
Yeah.
So although we come down 6 pips, I didn't get my 10 pips there. And the drawdown, or when price started going back the other way with this green candle, it went up to like 16 pips.
Yeah.
Now for me, that would hit my stop loss and I'd have lost the trade. What I'm trying to do is incorporate this, what's called a shift. When this yellow EMA crosses the red EMA, I'm trying to incorporate that into my trading because there's nothing in the way. Then it means, price is more likely to, each one of these EMAs is like a resistance level, like which price can bounce off of.
Yeah.
So if there's nothing in the way, then it has a lot more chance of obviously coming down to where I want it to, which obviously it did. It come down like 25 pips after this. So that blue line there as well got into the trade.
Yeah.
I got my 10 pips and I was gone. I mean, there's an 80% chance, I believe, Paul, that when price that these scans, once it reaches this first.
Yeah, round about there. It's a 15% retracement, but yeah, once it's moved about 15% of the way from the outer edges of that pitchfork there on the scanner, it will be marked for you as a C and a D point. But if it moves in the right direction, 15% of that total distance, yeah, then you've got an 80% chance of going to. I'll let you carry on.
Yeah, so you have 80%. If it goes 15% from here towards this line here, which is called the median, there's an 80% chance that this is they call it a confirmed scan, and that's an 80% chance that it will then come all the way to the median.
Yeah.
Obviously, but we can see that is a failed scan.
Yeah.
But the reason why I wanted to sort of pick this one is to show that even though this is a failed scan, which happens not too often, but I mean it does happen
20% of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. So 20% of the time, but we can still, even in that 20% of the time, get our 10 pips.
That's why I go for 10 pips, guys, because that first solid line there, that where Danny's mouse was just a second ago, that's it. Yeah, thanks, Danny.
Yeah.
That first solid line, guys, that is my favorite target, and I'm not greedy. And again, this is from being new and trying to simplify it all the time. 4 years ago, how do I make this work, and getting trades that would go up, like I'd have a 30 pip take profit. So we were expecting to go 30 pips. It would go to 28, 29, and then it would turn around and I'd end up losing, even though it had done so close. So this is why the 10 pip idea came in. But that first solid line, even though technically this scan, we would say, oh, it's a failed scan, it's one of the 20%. The vast majority of them still go to that line first. And that's why I look, can I just grab my little 10 pips? Can I grab my 10 pips out of the cookie jar in that range? So that's a ninja trading system exclusive for you guys. That's how that came about. Anyway, carry on. This is good stuff.
And obviously, and like Paul will say, to get to this line, it's 80% chance, right? Okay, but to get there though, it's got to come through here, and it's got to come through here. So you might. But now, even though that this is a failed scan, now for a trend reversal with the pitchfork, now I can understand why it's a failed scan, because if I look at now DeLorean, the way DeLorean trades, so the pitchfork is looking for trend reversals.
Yeah.
So for price to come down, obviously price has been coming in an uptrend, and price then be coming in a downtrend. But the reason that this did fail is because the DeLorean kind of way of trading, it was a trend continuation. So it was a pullback to this line here. Without getting to this is the EMA, this is the Aqua, and price this stagnant. Price always, no matter how far away it'll go from the Aqua, it'll always pull back to it before then making a journey again, and it'll pull back to it again. Yeah. Sometimes it'll break through.
It pulls back.
Yeah. So that I can understand why it's a trend continuation. I mean, and another reason that this, which is support and evidence, is how far that we're away from the Aqua.
Yeah.
Like we're a good 70 pips away. If we look back into history and do our own research, like on each pair, there's a certain amount of edge that price normally goes away from the Aqua. That's like the limit before it'll pull back. And obviously you can see on here that out of these 3 times it's come away from the Aqua, that's quite far, guys, So we know at some point that's going to pull back. Yeah. Whether it's going to break through and be a confirmed scan for the harmonic scan, or whether it's going to be a trade where we can obviously trade it down to here, we can get out and we could get back in. If I turn the normal candles on, I bet there's a DeLorean there.
Just before you turn the normal candles back on, can everybody see that ninja up before the up move?
Yeah.
Where your mouse is, yeah.
So, and again, the up move there, we could have avoided this drawdown.
Yeah.
If we waited until the shift came.
Yeah.
Which is this green sort of, that's actually an arrow if you zoom in. If we waited for the ninja up and we also waited for the shift candle.
Yeah.
We would have had no drawdown. It'd have been instant profit.
So go ahead. Yeah, I'll put it on ordinary candles.
Yeah.
The Ninjacator, by the way, guys, while Danny's doing that, is it's a Ninja Team exclusive. That's something you get from us.
And believe me, guys, that's worth the subscription just in itself. Because I mean, we can have a look at it in a minute if you want to, Paul. But even if just with no analysis, nothing like that, I mean, and you see where price is low, you'll be amazed at just using literally the Ninjacator. how
Yeah,
accurate just
guys, if anybody's listening to this with a view to think, oh, if I just get the Ninjacator, I can be rich because I don't need to do any work. I don't need to do any analysis. Doesn't work, guys. I've tried it.
Oh no, but I mean, if you did look, you know, you can see just how accurate that is, you know.
Yeah, where the Ninjacator works, guys, is it basically we need something to let us know which way we think the price is going to go. I love the scanner, right? I do DeLorean a little bit sometimes, but Danny's really got into DeLorean. So once you've got something that lets you know which direction the price should go in, and I like what Danny's doing is combining basically the Ninja trading system with DeLorean to avoid the drawdown. It's just a perfect setup. The Ninjacator lets you know when it might be a good time to get in, and it's right a lot of the time, but you have to know, I think the price will go down. When you wait for the Ninjacator, and you can set an alert on that to say, yeah, actually, we've got a Ninja down, that's kind of confirming it. It's not necessarily saying jump into the trade. You know, it's just letting you know that it is moving in the direction you want. And then what Danny's doing here is pretty good. And I think I'm going to incorporate this a bit more.
Yeah, because I mean, and you can also look at different time frames as well. I mean, we're on the 15-minute, and if you want a little bit more time without getting maybe too complicated, we can drop down to the 5-minute.
Yeah.
To put an alert on, and that'll actually give us an alert on the 5-minute when the Ninjacator comes. So you've got time to have a look and analyze, basically. So this DeLorean here, what a DeLorean is a red candle followed by a green candle over the red EMA.
Yeah.
And that indicates the price is going to come up. And obviously you can see this one, even though this is the A range where you shouldn't really trade in, that's been a massive one.
Yeah.
And again, where it's pulled back, we can see that there, again, if I put a rectangle around it.
Have you got DeLorean scanner open on your computer by any chance?
Yeah. I haven't got it open now, but I can soon open it.
Might be worth showing people. Because again, I know I get it every day. Oh, I ain't got time to look at charts all day. So, you know, we'll blow your mind with a couple of things.
Yeah. So, I mean, like that red and green candle there, obviously we've got a scanner, which is literally looking for the DeLorean, which is these two candles.
So there's, what is it, 27, 28 major currency pairs that people would look at? You can do what Danny's just done, guys. You can absolutely do that. You can go through them all every day if you like, twice a day, morning, afternoon, or 3 times a day. You can do that if you want. Yeah.
All of those currency pairs there. We have obviously tools and software that's scanning all of these pairs 24/7 for us.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And you know, we can create indicators on a chart, but what we can't do is what the tools that we use, IM Academy, what they can do that we can't is they can do that. They can monitor all of those pairs, you know, all at the same time. And then, you know, we get different educators use their strategies and they take the data out of that and they build their own thing. So yeah, show us unless there's anything else you want to show on here, show us the DeLorean and the scanner maybe, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it, you know, but just within this, so obviously you can just see that there's two in this picture here that, you know, I have two kind of strategies to see whether it's going to be a reversal or if it's going to be a trend continuation. And that to me, it just works perfect, you know?
Yeah. There's ways of trading inside the pitchfork as well, you know. Yeah. You know, and there's a couple called Chance and Samantha. They teach the pitchfork strategy like down on the minute time frame even. they don't get drawdown either because they drop down to the 1 minute time frame and get in on that. And it's amazing, you know. It's just more
actually I did just want to show that one other thing, which is the quarter theory line.
Oh yeah, quarter theory.
Very, very important because now the quarter theory line, what that is actually man-made. It's actually made by us as traders because as human beings, we always want round numbers. And so what this quarter theory line is line every 50 pips. Prices up. It's not actually going to show it down on the actual candles, but so it's every 50 pips. So it'd be like 800, 850, 900, and so on. We have somebody in our team who just focuses on one currency pair called Rob Huntley.
Yeah, Rob.
His name is.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah.
Huntley.
So, but his lines will be slightly different currency pair. But what I like about these quarter theory lines is they work on every pair, and they're just like a support and resistance, basically, where price will either break or bounce.
Do you know the best explanation I heard on the quarter lines, the quarter points? Well, first of all, to understand, you have to realize, guys, that the banks and institutions are the ones that control the Forex markets. It's totally manipulated. And you'll understand it makes more sense when I tell you this. So me and Danny for this call, do you think we said, I'll tell you what, let's meet at 9:17 in the morning. Let's meet at 8:32. Let's meet at 5:46 tonight. No, what do you say when you're meeting somebody for lunch or whatever? It's like, yeah, see you at 12, see you at 1, see you at 2:30, see you at 9:30, see you at 9:15. So when the banks and institutions are saying, where are we going to move the price to? They don't go, yeah, move it to 1.80293.
Yeah.
They go, yeah, move it to 1800, move it to 1850, move it to, 17450. It's always going to be kind of to a round number, right? And you can actually mark those round numbers out on your chart with an indicator, so you don't need to sort of draw lines yourself. It's so cool when you understand this stuff. Like Danny says, you pick up one little bit and then another little bit, and it all kind of unlocks. But I love that explanation.
Yeah, definitely, Paul. Yeah, it's bang on as well. So you can see literally over these sort of 3 days, look, it's just stayed in between these two quarter theory lines, literally near enough exactly, and how it respects all the whole time.
Yeah.
And again, and you can just keep going and going and going. It just price respects those lines so much. I mean, especially if you're going to go for the 10 pips, and there's not a room for 10 pips between where you're going to get into the trade to this quarter theory line. That'll normally keep me out of a trade. That will, and I'll wait for it to either break or bounce.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. So, yeah. So this is the DeLorean software, the DeLorean strategy, the scanner.
So what just flashed up there, guys, was links to training on how to use it and the live sessions. So if you want to go and see it done live, there you go. Look, it looks for the setups. It doesn't mean you just take the trades, but it looks for those setups against all the currency pairs, and lo and behold, there they are on the right hand side.
Yeah, and if the training, I should have showed you guys that just quickly.
Why should you invest in stocks on eToro?
With eToro, I can invest in stocks.
You shouldn't invest in stocks on eToro. You should trade Forex.
Official DeLorean training video.
So it's literally like a 20. Yeah.
Exactly how to use the DeLorean. Exactly how to maximize profit and when and where.
Oh no! Hang on a second, Paul. I'm just trying to.
It's live. It's live video.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so literally like a 20-minute video, guys, and it's literally a 4-step process. There's obviously a lot more to it, but obviously the more you learn, but to start trading using the DeLorean, it's literally a 4-step process.
Where's the arrow? There you go. So you got a red arrow. We're expecting that to be a sell. There's a red arrow.
Yeah, so if I go to EuroCAD, this is on, so this will be on the 15-minute time frame. If it will load.
It's because you've got zoom on as well. That sort of just slows it down a bit. Yeah, so.
I literally just want to show just sort of talk through just the 4 steps just quickly, Paul, just so people can see just how
absolutely. And then so you can learn the 4 steps, guys. You can even print out the cheat sheet.
Yeah.
So you can have that on your sort of table or your desk or whatever. Do you want to see if mine will work? Let me see if I've got it.
Yeah. Sure.
I'll just log in.
All right, mate.
Come on. I'll log in before I share screen because, like I say, it slows it down. So what should I do? Get an older one? Shall I drag an older one up that maybe has made its move, or?
Well, I mean, you can do. I mean, this one's fine. Oh, yeah.
That one was what the first one was EuroCAD. That one?
Let's see one that we'd actually take. So we wouldn't take that one, and the reason why we wouldn't take that trade is because there's EMAs in the way. And all you got to think about it with EMAs, guys, is like it's a floor or a ceiling, and price will either bounce off it or it'll break through. Like this one has actually broken through. So
yeah, so that was in the way, that grey line.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. Okay, JPY. So that one they're expecting to go up, and it has.
Yeah, but you have the.
But these lines are in the way.
Yeah, that would have kept us out of the trades.
We're still on the back of non-farm payroll. I think there's a lot of corrections happening. And also, by the way, guys, just so things that you learn that I never realised. We're in June now, 6 months. So when do you do your reviews? Right, it's halfway through the year. Apparently, there's a day like exactly mid-year, June the 15th, 16th, whatever it is kind of the markets go a little bit crazy because it's when all the banks and institutions are setting up things. This isn't loading because I'm on Zoom. Hang on. Stop share screen.
If you just go to anyone, yeah, that's perfect. That one, Paul.
There you go.
So we have an up arrow there. Look, obviously the blue arrow.
Yeah.
Now the two candles before the blue arrow that's where the DeLorean is. So it's 4 steps. Is the blue candle bigger than the red?
Yes. Check.
Yeah, it is.
The body of the candles, yeah, not the wicks.
Yeah. Yeah, the body of the candle, which obviously I think sometimes it can be the wicks, but I mean that step is actually done now because otherwise it wouldn't scan. Is the red line cutting through?
Yes.
Yes, it is. And is the aqua, grey or blue closely below or cutting through?
Closely below, yes.
So, well, the aqua on this one, that's actually a very good DeLorean because the DeLoreans I love to take is when the aqua is actually cutting through because, like I said, the closer you are to the aqua, normally the more room for price you've got to move because the aqua is like a magnet. And like I said earlier, each currency pair, you see every single time it comes away from the aqua price, you see it always comes back.
Yeah.
So if you get a different,
goes away, comes back, goes away, comes back, goes away, comes under, it's broken through.
So if you've got a DeLorean that's right on the aqua, and there's nothing, and the last step is there any of the EMAs in the way? Which no, there isn't. So in my opinion, that'll be if I was to take a trade. I would obviously go to Trade Review first, just to do some other analysis, but that looks like a very good DeLorean. And, you know, you can see that 2 minutes. You can click through.
Just about training your eye, isn't it?
Yep, and obviously you can set up on your phone again, so you're not waiting for alerts. Every time new DeLoreans come in, you can get an alert on your phone, so you can have a quick look.
And this is the scanner. I think these needs to refresh. Hang on, because I was playing with these at like 2 in the morning. See if we've got a good scan. Here you go, perfect. So this scan here, yesterday I actually did about 15 pips on this one yesterday. It's in our results. We have a results place where people can, if they want, not everybody does unfortunately, but you know, people can, you know, thanks David, got my 10 pips on Reckless account. I'll explain that in a minute. And Serious account bottled it and crashed out at 10 pips on each. She bottled it, right? It would have done more, right? So GBP USD, Kevin is one of our live traders. He's a very technical trader. He's fantastic. He really understands market structure, and he drops trades in for us in the session chart markups. So he's got another 25 pips on that. So you could have taken that one. Look, you know, plus 15, got 10 pips. Well, a bit of peace in the garden after the kids have gone back to school. Jeff 30 plus 20, just scroll through at random. Jill 61 pips on demo. Jill's still fairly new using harmonic scanner and listening to Paul Turner on his live session. And then something from Brian Knight, who's one of our other live traders, on quite a lot. I'll have to get you on here, Danny. You know, sure. Doing it, but there you go. Look, my first pips on my trading journey, I've taken profit and jumped back in. You know, I love to see that. That's what we love. That's what the group's here to do. Halfway to profit. Another nice little run on GBP NZD, 176 pips overall. Look, that's Rob, one of our live traders. If you're on that session, you could have taken those. Ninja Smart Money, thanks David Kahn, another successful trade, 83 pips, 19, you know, Nikki again, Sarah again. Unfortunately, like I say, guys, some people don't want to share their results, which is fair enough. But look, it is win, lose or draw, win, lose or break even. And you will see losses in here. Let me see if I can find you a loss. Everybody wants losses. Everybody says, oh, you only show you. The thing is, if you're following a successful strategy, you're either going to be winning on percentage growth or you're going to be winning in positive pips. Doesn't mean to say you don't take losses, right? Losing trades is part of it. You got it.
What's your win rate, Paul?
89%.
No, incredible.
89% overall. I'm testing something as well at the minute that's copy and paste as well, and that looks like it's got a 71% win rate, and it's just copy and paste. I won't show my, I've got a spreadsheet if people want to see it, but anyway, never mind. So yeah, so that was DeLorean. This is the scanner. This is beautiful. We love this. It's a thing of beauty. So we expect where the D is, we expect the price to reverse. So the D will always go back towards C. So in this case, we were looking for a buy. This one is what's called a shark. So let me just show you Euro JPY. Euro JPY. There's the lowest point, right? So that will be that D point down here. Ninja up, bang. I got about 15, roughly measured. I could have got about 30. Could have done a lot more. Euro JPY, let's just have a look. Sometimes you can see them on two scanners, different strategies, but obviously the price is still going to do what it does. So sometimes you can pick it. I wonder if this would be on DeLorean. Euro JPY, they're expecting a sell, which would be the retracement. What's this 1 hour time frame? Just trying to find that D point. That would be the D point. No, so they didn't call it as a buy then, did they? They got the sell before the buy, the trend continuation, like you said earlier, Danny.
But I do believe that what you have there is called a BTS strategy, and what that means is they're between. It's called between the sheets, and they're normally real fast moves before it retrace back up again, which looks like it's done exactly that. So you
could have got 27 pips out of that. And again, my strategy, I only need 10. If I can get 1 pip. Explain pips, Danny, to people. What is a pip worth?
A pip's worth depends on your stop loss. Is how I describe. So if you had, say, if you wanted to place £100 on a trade, and your stop loss was 10 pips, then each pip would be worth £10. It depends. Yeah. So it depends on how. Yeah.
So I ought to say as well, pip, point in percentage, right? That's what I was talking about. I think somebody else says point in position, but point in percentage. Basically, if we're talking all different currencies, how can I say I made $30 today? Because Danny would be like, what, New Zealand, Australian, American, Canadian, what are you on about? So because of all the different currency pairs, right, we measure point in percentage, which is just how far has the graph moved, basically. So that's a pip, right? A pip could be worth as little as kind of 10 cents, as much as you want to make it. There was a guy in my session yesterday trading at $200 a pip. 10 pips, 2,000, you know, but most people are starting smaller and your account grows over time. If you haven't checked out compounding, go on Google, check out the power of compounding. Just search for that. There'll be loads of things come up, like Einstein quotes and things like that.
Another way to sort of describe, so you can see how much money you're making as well. So look, if you had a 10 pip stop loss, and you placed £100 on the trade, so each pip would be worth £10.
Yeah.
If your stop loss is 10 pips, each time you go up 10 pips, you've made £100, £100, because it's like in that increments, you know. So
we need to close this out, Danny, because we've been on a while, right? We've been on a long time, but I'm just gonna show people this. So if I was looking at this trade here and thinking it looks like I want to get in, right? What I can do is I can say, well, I need to protect my account. So I'm going to put it just below that D point is where I would normally put my stop loss, because in theory, I know that the price shouldn't really go below that D point, right? So I could set that as what we call a stop loss. So if the trade goes the wrong way, that's my risk, right? I'm expecting it to go up. If it comes down past that point, I want to say automatically, without me being there, just get me out of the trade, right? So you set what you call a stop loss. So that would be my stop loss. When I'm looking at the trade, I might say, well, it's moving up. It's a 1 hour, right? It's moving up. So I might get into it somewhere here. And this is very rough, guys, right? This is just to demonstrate something. So that's my, we'll say green for go, shall we? That's my entry, right? And then my take profit. Well, look, guys, I mean, the scanner gives you take profit levels, right? Now I like to scalp and just get 10 pips, but there's something else that I do fairly regularly. And it's a way that some people do all the time. So I'm going to say, right, well, most of these scans, if you look through them, they do actually go to take profit 2. But I'm just going to go for this example. I'm going to take the scanners take profit 1. A little tip I'll give you as well is just go slightly below. Just slightly below, guys. Just a little turn a tip. There you go. So, and I mean, literally, that is fine, right? Because you can see it went to the pip. That doesn't always close you out if it just touches it, right? So just go that fraction below and you're spot on, right? So that is my setup. There's my entry. That's if it goes wrong, and that's where I want to get out and take profit. Watch this. That's my entry. There's my stop loss. There's my take profit. This is a 1 to 4. So what that means, if I take that trade and it goes against me and I lose, in percentage terms, I could risk 1% of my account. So if I've got a £100 account, I'd risk £1 on that move there. Right? If I've got $1,000, £1,000, and I risk 1%. Okay, I'm risking like a tenner, right? Is that right? 10 tens, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a percentage, right? But if I win, if it goes up to the green bit, top of the green bit here, my blue line, that is worth 4%. And there's a little bit of magic for you. Even if you don't understand Forex, do you understand that I could risk 1% quite a lot of times? I could lose a lot of trades, but if I'm winning 4% on the ones I do win, you know, I only need to win 1 in 4 to break even, you know, so I'm not really putting much capital at risk. If I say, well, actually, I know I've got an 80% chance.
3 in 10, Paul, and you're in profit. If you want
I've got
trades, you're in profit on that.
Exactly. I've got an 80% chance. Yeah, I would be in profit, wouldn't I? Yeah. I've got an 80% chance of the price going up to that median. And again, I'll give you a little trick what I do. These little things you just pick up over time. That's where I'm analyzing the trade. Sorry, not there. There. That's where I'm analyzing the trade. Where that line intersects the median, that is my target. Right? So that is actually my take profit, right? Where it intersects here, not over here, although it will probably hit it over there. That's what I tend to do, right? So that one, I might even say, well, I'm not greedy, okay? But you can see all these lines up here, or everything you need to know, you just look left, right? There's also something up here that tells me it will go that high, but anyway, that's more advanced. But if you check out, if you know what you're looking at, guys, those candles there, do you know, Danny?
Imbalance.
Yeah, imbalance. Right. So yeah, I'm quite confident actually that will go up to there. It's got to. I know the price has to, right? But now it becomes a 1 to 7.9. So I risk 1%. If I lose, I lose it. But if I win, I make 7.9%. That's why we love trading, right, Danny?
Yeah, exactly, mate. And that's got an 80% chance. So there you go.
So anyway, thanks for your time, Danny. I think we've been on a lot longer than we intended, but it's been good. So hopefully you got some nuggets out of this, guys. Is there anything you want to say to people that are considering joining us?
Do it. Don't sit on the fence, guys. I mean, the main thing, the biggest boundary that I had to get over myself was the scam mentality, you know. And I just think if you come into our free group and you can just see the kind of characters we are, the kind of people we are, and just how everybody, it's not a scam. That's far from it, you know. That's the biggest mentality to get over.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, and it's understandable. There are a lot of things out there on the, and especially because how much do we charge for everything we do in the Ninja group?
Literally nothing. So
it's free. We don't charge anything for it, and that people think that's a scam as well. We should charge. What we do say is you need to be a member of IM Academy in our group, because they're the tools we use. So you can come in, but if you haven't got the tools, you can't, you know. You're just going to be a freeloader trying to take some free trades off us. Well, that's not what we're about, because we can't give our time up to help you for doing that. The other thing is that there is a way to get IM Academy for free with just 2 referrals. So part of the thing we do is we obviously try and help the group get it for free. So it's a self-funding kind of thing then, isn't it? It's great. But you don't have to refer anybody. 93% of people don't. So it always surprises me, but there you go. But in terms of, as well as if you think it's a scam, but you're not sure, I'm Academy, you get 7-day money back, and you trade on demo. So you're not risking any real money to trade with. You got a 7-day money back guarantee, and we don't charge for anything anyway. So it's very difficult to get scammed. You never give any of your money to IM Academy or us to trade for you. We don't ask for it. You can't do it. We won't take it. So you can in control over your own money all the time, right? You've seen some results. You've heard Danny's story. You can get with Danny. There'll be a link below here to join whoever shared this video with you. But I know Danny's probably going to be sharing this. So
Definitely.
And quite rightly.
And one other thing that I'd like to say is, obviously we didn't really touch on what IM Academy offers. I mean, like it's like a whole online university, guys. You know, obviously like Paul described it as like all different cheeses or whichever. But the way I always describe it to people is it's like a strategic game, like chess or something like that. There's many different ways to play it, you know. And there's literally, imagine like a timetable you get if you went into a university. There's literally traders every day throughout the day that will suit the way that you'll trade. And you can jump on their live sessions. It's like university, basically. It is Forex University, and that in itself is just absolutely gold.
Yeah.
You know?
I tell you, a problem with IM Academy, guys, is there's too much in it. But that is also the advantage of it, because I promise you, there is a way to trade that suits you. And sometimes the difficulty we have is people getting overwhelmed because there's so much. So we try and start you off with the simple. That scanner, D at the top, I expect the price to go down towards the C. D at the bottom, I expect the price to go up. Fundamentally, guys, the price can only go up and down. It's like, you can't toss a coin. That doesn't work. I tried that as well. But you know, fundamentally, the price will only go up or down. So, you know, if you use the tools and you start just following it along, that overwhelm quickly turns into excitement. And it's like you see the opportunity just like Danny did. So, so awesome, Danny. Thanks a lot. I'm going to end the recording here. Check out the rest of the website, guys. There's an overview of what IM Academy does and all that around the site. So feel free to click around, join button below. See you later.